Oh, first of all, excuse the sniffles. I've got a bloody cold. No, I've not even got a cold. I've got hay fever. So if I'm sniffing a lot during this video, I do apologise. It's spring here in the UK and my hay fever's kicking in, which is right old pain. So okay, this video is the second part of my Healtech Quickshifter review. Hang on a sec, there's a car coming. So yeah, I've got a part one of this video, which is part one of the video which tells you.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah, fine, thanks very much. Cheers, just having a break. Cheers, mate. Oh, friendly people. Come on, along you come. We've got videos to make here. Cheers. So yeah, this is the part two of my Healtech Quickshifter Easy setup. First of all, part one talks you through what you get, how it works, how to install it. So if you've not seen part one, I suggest you go and check it out. Part two, which is what this is about how it works, how you set it up on the bike. End of the day, the important stuff. What's it like to actually use, and how does it compare to, say, the HM Plus, which is what I had on this bike before. I'm going to cover the basics. Why would you want a quickshifter? What's the point of a quickshifter? Quickshifter enables you to make full throttle gear changes, so you can have that throttle wide open and just bang it up through the gears without having to touch the clutch. So you can basically cut your time is reduced. Now, as an example of that, here's a bit of video from me at the weekend on a track day racing against my buddy who's got the later Fireblade, who is 4 or 5 stone lighter than me and has about 5 brake horsepower on his bike. And you look how I pull him in on the straight. You can see I start to pull him in, really just because I've got a quick shift and he's having to do conventional gear changes. I'm making up that time on him. Now, whether you need that on the road, that's debatable, but it does definitely give you an edge and acceleration, and it's cool. To boot, it's cool, and it sounds fantastic when you're just banging up through the box. That is me sold. That's enough reason alone for me. So first of all, I'll just cover the main differences with this unit. This unit, you can't see it's installed anywhere. It goes right at the very top of your shift shaft, and the actual unit is behind the seat under here. The main advantage with this unit, the Healtech one, is you can basically set it up and do all your business, all of your setup, all of your configuration from your phone. You do not have to look at the unit. Get your phone out, it's got an app. We'll go through all the features on there, but I haven't done in part one, so we're not even going to do that. But all the app features from your phone, so I can get my phone out now, connect to my unit, adjust it, tinker, on my way again. So it's fantastic from that respect. Another new feature, which isn't on any of the other units out there, is the ability to adjust your kill times based on revs. So within the app, you can look at your rev table and you can put what kill times you want against each of the revs, basically. Now, what comes with the unit, I would say, is horribly inaccurate for a sports bike. The kill times are way too high. So if you haven't got an Android phone, which is the only thing at the moment you can actually set this unit up with, you're screwed. You must have an Android phone, because those stock shift times are really, really high. I think the stock shift times are like 70s, 80 milliseconds, whereas you want 55, 60s in the upper part of the rev range. And as you can see, I'll flash up some of my settings up there. So that's what I have. That's the main difference with this, the ability to control it by the app and also adjust kill times via rev. So in theory, you should be able to get smooth gear changes at lower rev ranges. The HM Plus unit, you can only configure your kill time for a certain range of revs, and it only works really well within that range of revs. But in theory, the Healtech, you should be able to get a wider range. Now, I found that doesn't work perhaps as well as it could. I still prefer, it works really well in the upper ranges, which is where you really want your quick shifter to work, but the lower ranges I still find it a bit clunky on this particular bike. That doesn't mean it'll be like that on your bike, but on my bike it's not particularly smooth at the lower rev ranges, so I don't tend to use it. And if you close the throttle a little bit, it's much smoother, but for upper rev changes it's fantastically good. But I love them. I love quick shifters. I wouldn't like a bike without one. And the Healtech is a very good, very well priced unit. So I think what we'll do, we'll take you out and I'll show you it working in action. What it actually says in the instructions to set this unit up is put the bike on a paddock stand, get your app open, look at your app settings. Now within your app settings you'll see a sensitivity bar. Now as you press that lever, it tells you how much force you're putting on that shift lever. And you basically have to set the force that you want the ignition to kill at. So basically what you've got to do is put the bike on a paddock stand, go up through the gearbox, put it in 6th gear, have the bike off, don't have it running, have the bike off, put it in 6th gear and change up as if you're going for a 7th gear 10 times. Normally with your normal sort of pressure as if you're on the road. You take that reading which you get, which the app shows you, and you basically half it, and that is the value you need to set your sensitivity at. Sounds very complicated, and when you do it you actually realise what it's talking about, but I found that value still to be too sensitive, and I was getting a lot of false shifts, just knocking the lever slightly, not when I wanted to change gear, and that would actually cause it to cut the ignition. So I had to increase the sensitivity threshold and make the actual unit less sensitive. When you're setting up on the paddock stand, it's hard to recreate, you know, your actual shift pressure. You know, on the paddock stand it's not real life, it's not the real life pressure you're putting on that lever when you're caning it down the road, you know. So I found that you can set it up. Setting it up on the paddock stand gives you a starting point, but to finally set it up it has to be done on the road, so it does take a few little ride outs to get it just right. And because you've got that wide array of revs you can then change the shift times on, it makes it even more complicated to set up, and well, not more complicated, it's a longer process to set it up because you've got to set up each of your rev ranges as well. So it makes setting up the whole thing a slightly more involved process than say on a HM Plus, for example. So low speed shifts, not too bad, that's not too bad at all. It works, but it's perhaps not the smoothest thing in the world. Yeah, it's okay. That's the sort of £3 to £4 grand change. So to be honest with you, I personally don't use the Quickshifter below sort of 7,000 revs. Just shift conventionally down there. I don't really see a point of a Quickshifter really in the lower rev ranges, not when it's putting your box at, you know, at risk by using it really. I mean, these aren't this isn't a factory fit accessory, this is an aftermarket thing, and your gearbox was never designed really to have a Quickshifter on it. So lower rev ranges personally you can use it, but unless you've got that shift silky smooth, no lurching, no knocking, I would just use it for the upper ranges. 3rd gear, give it some beans. This guy coming towards us at an alarming rate of knots. So as you can see, that was a change around 8,000, very smooth, very nice, nothing wrong with that at all. 2nd gear. Another cool feature with this, which I found the other day, I had a new phone, so I re-downloaded the Healtech app, and it was a later version, and there was a firmware update, and when I turned my unit on, it said there is a firmware update available, would you like to update? I was like, yes please. And I just felt so cool, updating your bike's firmware. So I've got an old bike and I'm updating my bike's firmware here, so any updates to the product can be automatically rolled out and updated, you know, without even having to take it off the bike. Just update it while it's on the bike just by updating the app on your phone. And stuff like that is, you know, it's cool. It is really, really cool. Also, there's this nice little logging feature they've added. So when you're setting this up, it comes up with a logging. So when you touch the lever, it shows you the shift pressure. So you can look at that logging, which is cool. My main gripe with this shifter is when you on the HM Plus, for instance, or other HM shifters, you can set which sort of type of shift pattern you've got. Track shift pattern, where you bang it down to go up through the box, or road shift pattern, where you take the lever up to go through the gearbox. On this, you can't select which type of shift pattern you're using, so it will kill the ignition whether you push the lever down or whether you push it up. It will kill it in both directions, which is annoying, because if you knock it accidentally in the wrong direction, it kills your ignition, which is frustrating. And I've actually sent an email to Healtech to see if this can be addressed in a future update. So there we are, Healtech Quickshifter, very good unit, very impressed with it. For the price, it's unbelievably good, but it does take just a little bit more setup and a little bit more tinkering than some of the other products on the market. But I think once you've got it all done, you've got something which is as good as the best out there, and sometimes even better, because of all the customizability, is that a real word? Customizability from the app. So excellent piece of kit, excellent piece of kit. I'm going to get a coffee now, so I'll catch you later.